story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Warner Anderson as Matthew Swain, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, and Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson.
For Allison Mackenzie, the last days have been eventful. Now, at the request of Constance, Allison is being driven back home to what she has always known as the Mackenzie house.
Mother? Mother, what happened? Why'd you send Uncle Matt for me?
Sit down, Allison.
What is it?
Please.
Mother, what's going on? You're scaring me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say it. I had so much time. I just can't find the words.
Has it been an accident? Is somebody hurt?
Oh, no. It's not now. It's something that happened a long time ago.
I didn't know what to think. You scared me half to death. Well, if it happened such a long time ago, it can't be so bad.
I want to tell you about someone, Allison. A girl about your age. Very like you in many ways. She was brought up in a small town. Her father was dead. She lived with her mother. This girl I knew lived a very, very sheltered life. Because her mother was terribly overprotective. And this girl met this man in the town. She fell in love with him. And her mother sent her away for a while, thinking that would be the end of it.
Why?
They had no right to love each other. The man was already married. Oh, it was wrong. Of course it was wrong. I'm not excusing it. But you must understand that they did love each other. And they did need and understand each other. They were both very unhappy, very lonely people.
Mother?
Yes, Allison. I was that girl. My mother sent me to New York, and he followed me. We were so in love. He was going to ask for his freedom, and we were going to be married. We never thought it would be any other way. That's not your father. I wanted to protect you. So I put up that picture. So you could say I have a father. That's the way he looks. And so other people would say, well, there he is. There's Allison's father. His name is Mackenzie. He was killed in the war.
Go on. Go on, Mother.
I bought that picture in a frame in a 10-cent store. Everything I ever told you about him, I made up.
my real father.
We couldn't marry. His wife was killed, and we couldn't marry.
Elliot Carson. Elliot Carson.
Your father's condition is so serious that I thought I could no longer protect you.
Protect.
Everything I ever told you about him, I made up. I bought that picture in a frame in the 10-cent store. That isn't your father. 10-cent store. Father. In a frame, father. This is the way he looks. Killed in the war. I made up. A father in the 10-cent store. Father, 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 father.
Collect those figures and send them along with a covering letter to each of our salesmen. Oh, and I'd like to check that bit. Come in, Julie.
I had to come this. I didn't want to, but I had to.
Won't you sit down?
There's nothing you can do to put me to ease, nothing at all.
Julie, a sick man lost control. The fault wasn't yours.
Wasn't it?
We both made our mistakes. That's over now.
I found that when you think something's over, finished, that it suddenly comes back to haunt you.
I know.
I came to find out just one thing, Miss. What really happened.
Julie, I told you.
Don't lie. Please don't lie to me. If I have to live with it, at least let me live with the truth.
Believe me, you weren't responsible for what happened last night.
Then who was?
George thought he was avenging a friend, Elliot Carson.
Elliot Carson.
Someone primed him with a pernicious story. He came bursting in with a wild notion that I was there last night at the beach house. That I killed Elizabeth Carson.
You and Elizabeth.
That was a long time ago, Julie. I didn't kill her.
I didn't ask.
You didn't have to. Julie, you're upset. I understand.
You don't understand. You don't understand at all, Les. I talked to Rodney.
Rodney? What did you say to Rod?
Well, he came by the office today.
What did you tell Rod?
He seemed to think you were holding something back, Les.
Never mind that. What did you say to him?
I told him about Paul Hadley.
What about Paul Hanley?
That I felt he was responsible for what happened. He was, wasn't he? Rod went to look for him. I've never seen you look frightened before, Les. Why? Why, Les?
Look, nurse, I'm not asking you to divulge any state secrets. I'm merely requesting a simple statement as to Carson's condition. What? Critical. I see, critical. Well, specifically, what does that mean? You know, I'd be happy if you just give me the medical term for it. I'll figure it out myself. Ah, that's a good girl. Stick to the rule book. Who is it?
Yeah, come in.
Well, yes.
Well, aren't you going to invite me to sit down?
Oh, sit down, yes. Here, sit down. Are you playing hooky from school? Well, what, pray tell me, brings the virtuous Lady Allison into the lion's den?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I see.
Last night when you said there was trouble in the Glen, what did you mean? You knew about my father, didn't you?
I don't know what you mean.
Does everyone in Peyton Place know that Elliot Carson is my father? Illegitimate. I believe that's the word, isn't it, Mr. Hanley? It's a beautiful word. Beautiful. Everything is beautiful. My beautiful, virtuous mother with all her beautiful lies. Everything she ever told me was a lie. Everything anybody ever told me was a lie. Did you know that? Except for you. You were the only one who told me the truth. Yes, Mr. Hanley, I was living in a dream world.
Allison, you know, a certain amount of dreaming is necessary in order to make life bearable.
A little girl's dream world. I remember once you told me that one day it would all topple, and all my little values, yeah, that's the way you said it, my little values would go up in smoke. I thought you were being cynical, but you weren't. You were being honest. I am. I think that's why I came here, to you, instead of to anyone else.
And what did you want me to say to you, Allison?
I didn't want you to say anything.
You've decided to reject all your little values. Is that it? Why? As an act of defiance? To punish your mother? Allison, tell me why.
Because I don't want to be treated like a child anymore.
I see. You know, I'm often upset when I hear a platitude that turns out to be the truth. Heaven really does protect the innocent. Allison, I am emotionally exhausted by youth and innocence and self-pity. I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of talking about values and philosophies and always carefully placing little blocks in the pathways of your mind. Oh, there I go again, playing with words. Allison, you don't belong here. You belong at the hospital with your father.